What if a single year could shake the world to its core and change the course of history forever? This is the tale of the Russian Revolution, a seismic event whose echoes are still felt around the globe today. In the early 20th century, Russia was a powder keg of discontent. Under Tsar Nicholas II, the vast empire was ruled with an iron fist, an autocratic regime that left little room for political dissent or social reform. The majority of Russians, burdened by poverty and disenfranchisement, grew increasingly restless under the yoke of oppressive governance. The situation reached a boiling point with the advent of World War I. Russia's involvement in the conflict drained resources, led to massive casualties, and exacerbated the suffering of its people. Food shortages, economic instability, and a demoralized populace set the stage for change. Grievances that had simmered quietly for years began to openly boil, setting off a chain of events that no one could reverse. As the fires of discontent grew, the stage was set for a monumental upheaval. In the chaos of revolution, new leaders emerge, but not all are what they seem. As Russia teetered on the brink of collapse during the tumultuous years of World War I, a group marked by their steadfast resolve and radical ideas began to stand out: the Bolsheviks. Led by the enigmatic Vladimir Lenin, who had returned from exile with a fiery determination, this faction wasn't content to sit on the sidelines. The Bolsheviks, driven by Marxist principles, promised sweeping reforms under the banners of peace, land, and bread. These weren't just slogans, they were lifelines thrown to a populace drowning in inequality, war, and hunger. Amidst the backdrop of the February Revolution, which saw a wave of mass protests and strikes, the Tsar Nicholas II found his reign untenable, ultimately leading to his abdication. The vacuum of power that followed set the stage for a new kind of struggle. With the Tsar gone, a provisional government took over, but peace was still a distant dream. Power vacuums lead to power struggles. In the tumultuous landscape of 1917, Russia was a nation on the brink. October brought not just the chill of autumn, but a revolution that would forever alter the course of history. The Bolshevik Party, under the iron-willed leadership of Vladimir Lenin, orchestrated a masterstroke of political strategy. They capitalized on the widespread discontent with the provisional government's indecisiveness, especially its reluctance to withdraw from the brutalities of World War I. The Red Guards, a paramilitary force composed of workers and soldiers, became the spearhead of the uprising. On the night of October 25th, they encircled the symbolic heart of Russian imperial power, the Winter Palace. After a nearly bloodless struggle, the palace fell, marking the dramatic climax of the Bolshevik takeover. In the immediate aftermath, the Bolsheviks moved swiftly to consolidate power. They announced the end of Russia's involvement in the war, a decision that resonated deeply with the war-weary populace, but also isolated Russia from the Western allies. The Bolsheviks promised a new order, but at what cost? Revolution promises change, but not always the change we expect. In the wake of the 1917 revolution, the map of the world was redrawn with the establishment of the Soviet Union in 1922. This new nation emerged from the ashes of the Russian Empire, signaling a dramatic shift in political, social, and economic structures. The path to this new order was bloodied by a brutal civil war between the Red Army, led by the Bolsheviks, and the various factions of the White Army, which comprised monarchists, nationalists, and foreign interventionists. After years of fierce conflict, the Bolsheviks emerged victorious, their success cementing their hold over the vast territories of the former empire. With victory, the Bolsheviks transformed the nascent Soviet state into a one-party system, effectively quashing any opposition. Political dissent was not tolerated, and the suppression of opposition became a hallmark of the new regime. The seeds of a superpower were sown, watered with the blood of its own people. The echoes of revolution reach far beyond national borders. As the smoke cleared from the streets of Petrograd, the world watched in awe and apprehension. Nations across the globe reacted differently to the seismic shift in Russian governance. Western powers, entrenched in the norms of capitalism and monarchy, viewed the rise of the Bolsheviks with a mix of fear and disdain, foreseeing a threat to their own systems. Meanwhile, the Russian Revolution ignited aspirations among various oppressed groups and colonies. It became a beacon, a proof of concept that entrenched regimes could indeed be overthrown. From China to Cuba, revolutionary leaders drew inspiration from Lenin's playbook, adapting Marxist-Leninist principles to their local struggles and laying the groundwork for their own revolutions. The establishment of the Soviet Union also set the stage for the Cold War, a period marked by geopolitical chess between the capitalist West and the communist East. This ideological divide reshaped international relations for much of the 20th century. A revolution in Russia, but a shockwave around the world. Every revolution carries its legacy, for better or worse. The Russian Revolution of 1917 not only reshaped the borders and governance of Russia, but also left an indelible mark on the fabric of global politics. Its ripple effects continue to influence modern Russia and the world, setting the stage for a century marked by both conflict and profound social change. At the heart of this transformative event was the emergence of the Soviet Union, an entity that would become a central actor in the global arena. The Soviet government, with its ideological leanings towards socialism and communism, challenged the existing capitalist frameworks, leading to a series of political and military confrontations throughout the 20th century. This ideological divide shaped much of the Cold War, defining alignments and conflicts across the globe. Within Russia, the revolution catalyzed significant cultural and societal shifts. It uprooted centuries-old institutions, promoting industrial growth and education, while also imposing strict controls over personal freedoms and cultural expressions. These changes permeated through the arts, science, and the very identity of the Russian people, leaving a complex legacy of innovation marred by repression. The Russian Revolution remains a testament to the power and peril of radical change. As we delve deep into history's turning points, we uncover layers of complexity and consequence. If you found this exploration of the Russian Revolution enlightening, do show your support by liking and subscribing for more deep dives into pivotal historical events. What are your thoughts on the Russian Revolution's global significance? Drop your perspectives in the comments below. Let's foster a community of curious minds eager to connect the dots of history. Join us as we continue to explore the past, understanding our world today through the lens of history. From the depths of despair and oppression rose a movement that would redefine a nation. In exploring the Russian Revolution, we've delved into the multifaceted causes that led to this monumental event. It began with widespread dissatisfaction stemming from economic hardship, war-induced despair, and a thirst for political reform. This set the stage for the rise of the Bolsheviks, a group led by figures like Lenin, who promised peace, land, and bread. The October Revolution marked a significant turning point as the Bolsheviks seized control, leading to the dismantling of the provisional government and setting the foundations for what would become the Soviet Union. This new regime heralded radical changes, not just for Russia, but for the entire world, influencing global politics, economics, and social structures. The creation of the Soviet Union introduced a new world order that challenged existing norms and sparked a wave of communist movements across various continents. The impact was profound, reshaping international relations and prompting countries to redefine their domestic and foreign policies. Reflecting on the dual nature of revolution, it's clear that it acts both as a destroyer and a creator. While the Russian Revolution broke down the old Tsarist autocracy, it also forged a new path, creating a government that sought to embody the ideals of socialism and equality, though not without significant and often tragic consequences. As we consider the profound influence of the Russian Revolution on the 20th century and beyond, it's evident that this event was not just a chapter in a history book. It was a vivid demonstration of how deep human aspirations can drive monumental change, reshaping nations and influencing generations. The Russian Revolution, a pivotal chapter in the annals of history, continues to teach us about the complexities of human struggle and aspiration.
Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends who love history. Stay tuned for more history inspirational videos and tips. Thank you for watching.